Highlander 2 The Quickening. Let's get into it. Highlander 2 The Quickening is from 1991, it lasts about an hour and a half. It stars Christopher Lambert as Connor MacLeod. It stars Michael Ironside as Katana. And it features Sean Connery as Ramirez, who died in the first movie. Definitely. Anyway, what is the tagline for Highlander 2 The Quickening? It's time for a new kind of magic. Alright. And they all say kind of magic in this movie about 73 times. Yeah, not quite, but it does feel like that. Have you seen the original Highlander? No, I know that, so that I've basically seen bits and pieces of it. Right. And I know what happens. Okay, fair enough. So this movie, it should have nothing to do with that movie. That is quite different. Quite different? This is like a fever dream. So if you don't know the movie Highlander, here's a quick spoiler. At the end of the movie, the Highlander, Conor McGregor, he's immortal. He meets up with other immortals throughout the movie and beheads them all. Yeah, he's not just like evil. This is what they have to do.
Is he evil?
No.
They have to fight if they meet, unless they're in holy ground. And then whoever beheads the other one will gain their life force. It's called the Quickening. It'll give them more power, more energy. And eventually, when you become the last one, there can be only one. Yeah, when you become that only one, then your prize is mortality. You get to live a normal life, grow old, and eventually die. What kind of a prize is that? That's rubbish. What's second place? I don't know. COVID-19? No. So Highlander 2 The Quickening. Don't have to say the whole title every time. Right, okay. Well, Highlander 2 opens a few years after the events of the first movie. Conor McGregor is a bit of an older man now. Yeah, he and this other scientist had developed a way to save the ozone layer. They're going to build a shield around the world. And it's going to work. That it's meant to be a temporary measure. It basically saves the planet. But Conor McGregor knows that. But Conor MacLeod knows that it doesn't have to be there forever. That we cut to 30 years later and it's still there. The world is in perpetual darkness. The radio is retorting, no weather tonight, again. No rain, no sun, no hail, no nothing. As every night. So how do they keep retorting it? I don't know. Sack that weatherman. Well, the world is a bit of a wasteland, a bit of a gangland these days because it seems to be perpetual night. But at least the world is still here. Yeah, because you see, there's this company that runs the shield, and they are adamant that it has to stay forever because they are charging. It's in America, by the way, of course. Yeah, and they are charging every other country in the world to use the shield. So it's free money for them. They're making billions a year. So obviously they're going to keep it. So since when is Conor McGregor? Since when is Conor MacLeod a scientist? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're immortal and you're around for 400 years or whatever, then you're going to learn a few things. Yeah, that you can't just. No, I'm not having it. Okay. Also, he's this like billionaire guy now. I mean, he must be. If I lived for 400 years and I haven't even made a single million, just cut my head off. Well, I think he is a billionaire. Yeah, and yeah, he still goes into the dirtiest, seediest dive bar you've ever seen in your life. It's a bit of a rough pub. He immediately gets a deuce from some old lady.
Are you MacLeod?
What do you want?
Did you ever think about that before you covered the sky with that puke? I work all day and my life stinks and it's your goddamn fault, you old bastard. Don't turn your back on me!
But anyway, while he's on his drink and listening to Queen, of course, on the jukebox, we cut to planet Zeist 500 years ago. Well, this has taken a turn. Yes, it has. We see the evil tyrant Katana is ruling over the planet and there is a rebellion uprising led by Ramirez, Sean Connery. And Sean Connery's like, hey, we need a chosen warrior. You! MacLeod. So their plan is to overthrow Katana and his evil, tyrannical ways. And then next thing you know, they're both captured. Yeah. And Katana tries to threaten or intimidate MacLeod by strangling his snake. That is not a euphemism. He literally chokes his cobra. That sounds worse. Well, but Ramirez and MacLeod are brought before a trial to be judged by Katana, and he decrees they must be punished. So, death? Nope. They are sent to Earth, yeah, to live as immortals and have a fantastic life. Yeah. How's that punishment? I don't know. But they're sent to a beautiful, strange new planet where they cannot die. Yeah, and then he recounts all the rules from the first movie. The ones you said at the start: cut the head off, get the quickening, blah 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 blah. Oh, how's this punishment? I don't know. And then back in present day America, we see a small task force who are trying to infiltrate the SHIELD headquarters. Ozone, oh that's what it's called, Ozone, that's the name of the company or the base or whatever. They're trying to infiltrate there to shut down the SHIELD because they also know there's no need for it to be there. The ozone layer has repaired itself in the time that Connor and the other scientists gave it by building the SHIELD. But they're all killed except for one person, yeah, Louise, this young lady, and she manages to get away, and she escapes onto the streets, changes her clothes quickly, and instantly dumps into Connor MacLeod. And she says, "Get in my car, old man." So he does. Yes, he does. Because she knows he must still have a passion for this world that he helped to save, and he can maybe help save it again by taking down the SHIELD that he created. Back on the planet Zeist, Katana is sending two minions to Earth to kill Connor MacLeod. I don't know why. I don't know why he's waited 500 years. Yeah, that's a bit strange. Yeah, get over it, Nate. Why has he waited 500 years? Who knows? Because this is terrible, this movie. Anyway, he sends these two down to kill MacLeod, and they're told, oh, they're so annoying, these guys. They're like, and all that trash. Yeah. And they look like porcupines. They do look like porcupines. And they're dicks, right? So they come to Earth, confront Connor. So Connor tries to escape from them, but one of them, while giving chase, trips and falls under the wheels of a train. Yeah, and his head comes off. And Connor's like, oh, a little bit of quickening. Yeah. Because it turns out all these immortals from the first movie were also aliens. And then the other alien minion guy chases Connor on a little flying surfboard. It's like Masters of the Universe. Yeah, it's like that, yeah. and Connor beheads him as well with a teasel wire. Yeah, he does. Something happens where there's an explosion, and then Connor walks out of the explosion, and he's young and sexy. He's like 35, and he walks up to Louise, and she's like, let's go home and go to bed together. That is what happens. They go home, go to bed together. Connor tells Louise everything. She just takes it in her stride, and she's like, oh, I see. What? I don't know why he's like, I get he's immortal again. Yeah, he's immortal again. Why is he young again? Yeah, I don't know. Why did he revert to that age and not just be this old man who's immortal? This movie. Now, earlier in the movie, we heard Ramirez saying to Connor MacLeod, if you ever need me, just call my name and I'll be there. Even though he's dead, right? He's definitely dead in that first movie. That's a huge plot point of the first movie. Big deal. Huge non-int. Yeah, but while Connor's fighting those two minions, he says, oh, Ramirez, my old friend, I wish you were here to help me. So, cut to Glencoe in Scotland, where there's a live performance of Hamlet going on. Is it Hamlet? I don't know. I think so. And, of course, all the actors are English in Glencoe in Scotland.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio.
Ramirez zaps onto the stage. Everyone applauds him because he has a bit of back and forth with the main actor. Yeah, the main actor, the Scottish guy, who's like, "Oi, what you doing, mate?"
What's your f***ing game, shithead?
Shithead? What's a shithead?
Yeah. Has the director ever seen Scotland? Or heard a Scottish voice? Well, he's working with Sean Connery, and yet still everyone in Scotland is English. The cousin Ramirez goes to a tailor in Glencoe, and the tailor, guess what? Is English. England and Scotland are different countries, you know. Yeah, I know. No, not you. Him. Who? Him? Oh, right. On Zeist, Katana somehow sees what's going on, and he says, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So he travels to Earth, lands straight on a subway train. Yes, he does. Then he goes to the driver's cabin and beats the driver half to death. Yes. And then he takes over the train and drives it at full speed. Everyone's terrified. There are women and children and babies on board. That they're all going flying. And then Katana just crashes through a wall onto the street. I assume everyone is dead. Well, we never see them again. Hopefully not, but we never see them again, so they might well be. But that's the one sequence of the film I thought was actually quite fun, really. Yeah, I thought it was alright. It was, you know, worth a watch, that bit. Fine. I'll give you that. Katana quickly finds Connor, but they're on holy ground where they cannot fight, so they have a little exchange of words. Yeah, and they look exactly like each other. They look like each other's stunt doubles. They do. But because they're on holy ground, they go their separate way, instead of just stepping outside and fighting. Oh well. Oh well indeed. Ramirez makes his way from Scotland to America. Yeah, he flies there, right? Before that you get a little dressing montage. It's like pretty winning. When Ramirez gets to America, he meets up with Connor. They have a little sword fight. Yeah, kill him. Please, Sean Connery, kill this guy. End the movie. No, they have a little friendly sword fight and they're like, oh, how are you alive? And Ramirez has no answer. It's basically like, well, it's kind of like magic, you know. So basically, don't ask too many questions. Viewer. Yeah.
It sounds like magic.
Oh, it is. Kind of.
So Louise, Ramirez and Connor decide, let's go to S.H.I.E.L.D., shut down this ozone layer, bring some light back into the world. Yeah, so their plan is this. Ramirez and MacLeod will go in the car in the front seat. Louise will be in the boot, and they'll drive right in. So that's what they do. It is. And then Ramirez and MacLeod are shot to death instantly. The guards find Louise in the boot. They take her to the medical bay, where they also take the two bullet-filled bodies, and then the two bullet-filled bodies wake up, scare the doctor, and infiltrate the base. Yeah. They're getting further into the base. There's a bit of shooting and hiding and running and all that stuff you'd expect. And then they get to almost the main room. It's like the last room before the main room, and there's a big fan in the ceiling, and it's massive, and it's coming down slowly to chop them up to little bits. I don't know why it's there, I don't know who built it, I don't know what they're expecting. So could this be the end for our heroes? Fingers crossed. But it's not. Ramirez, you see, manages to hold up the fan using some sort of magic. Literally just holds his hand out and some light appears and holds it back, and there's some bagpipe music playing. Yeah, Amazing Grace is playing on the bagpipes. He holds it up for Louise and Connor to escape into the next room. Yeah, pointless, but okay. Well, it's not pointless. But then Ramirez seems to be crushed by the fan. Yeah, but then he just vanishes. Yeah, he does, yeah. I don't understand what's happened. I don't know either. But that is that. Ramirez is out of the movie. He might be dead. He might not be. He is dead before. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in this movie. Nothing matters in this movie. Connor and Katana meet. And they have a big fight on top of the building. And then they fall through the building and they end up back in the main room where they wanted to be, where the big power source of the shield is. Yeah, it's like this massive glowing light. It's pretty cool. It looks good. It's a good visual. And MacLeod easily kills Katana. Just stabs him in the stomach. Katana falls down. My god. MacLeod cuts his head off. And that's it. Yeah. It is a bit basic, a bit plainly done. It's not as much as you might have hoped for. He says there can be only one, and he gets the quickening. Yeah, and he thinks, right, time to shut down the shield. Should I just press that button to switch it off? No, I'll stand inside the Tower of Light. He does. He stands inside the Tower of Light while he's receiving the quickening, and this destroys the shield. Destroys a whole building, I think.
There can be only one.
Connor and Louise embrace, they share a kiss, they look up to the sky and they see the stars for the first time in 40 years. Surely the first time in her life. Well, it must be, yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the movie. Yeah, well, you hear Ramirez's voice saying, "Remember, Highlander, you now have a full measure of life. Use it wisely." Freeze frame, the end. Yeah. So that's Highlander 2 The Quickening from 1991. Trivia? Yeah, go for it. Give me trivia. First of all, if you knew how many times we said Conor McGregor instead of Conor MacLeod. Right, they don't need to know that. Right, do you know who Ebert is? Ebert? Oh, like Siskel and Ebert, the movie reviewers. Sure. He said this was the worst movie of 1991. He's thoroughly right. Although we haven't seen them all. We haven't. Not yet. Okay. The director left the premiere after 15 minutes, saying it was edited terribly. Sure, Nate, don't take any responsibility. It's your movie. Michael Ironside, who plays Katana, he said, "This script feels like it was written by a 13-year-old. We all knew it. Me and Sean and Christopher all just did it for the money because it's a really good payday. But we knew it was trash." Well, okay, let us know what you think of Highlander 2 The Quickening. Hit like, hit subscribe, watch another video. There can be only one. Unless there are more aliens coming. Are there more sequels? Yes. Oh no.